Well, hello everyone. Now we're going to talk to my good old Aries-Leo-Sagittarius. Now, the reason why I got it like this, because, these readings be long now, y'all. I'll be trying to make them short, but somehow they just still stay long if they needed to. Now, let me see what's going on with you, Aries. We're going to start with you first. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. We're going to start with the signs, the houses, and the planets to see what's going on. Do some check-in on y'all. So, Aries, in the signs you have, and like, share, and subscribe, and all new ones, you 100 up in here and you thick. I'm trying to get it moving, and I want to say all black magic will not penetrate on here or any of my defenses. It will go back to center a million times fold. And anyone that's trying to get to my chakras, then immediately they be broken off. They cannot touch us or touch anyone in my collective that watches me. It is done. In Archangel Michael, let's move. Okay, we got it. Okay, it says, now spiritually, okay, what you want to be known. What do you want to be known? What do you want to know? The information to explain. What do you want to be known in this world? Some people want to be known as, who cares what you want to be known as? I'll be known as I'm me. What do you want to be known as, Aries? What is you trying to be known as? You're healing your inner child. So you want to be known as you're healing your inner child that keeps you trapped and bound. And that's a good thing. You're trying to heal yourself, and that's a good thing. So I'm not knocking that. It says, and mentally, what is believed about? What do you believed about? What do you believed about? What is your belief? Communication about? Mentally, what do you believe about? What are you believing about? You're healing right now, so what else? What are you believing about? You're believing that your self-love. You're working on your self-love, and you're believing in your North Node. Someone is in their purpose right now. And also, you're remembering you're going through awakening. And the fates, sometimes you're taking a divine detour. You're going on a detour right now. Because mentally, you're doing some things, getting ready. Now, physically, it says use the quickest way, and you need to use the quickest way to get results from something you're doing. So use the quickest way you can receive results. And this is under Gemini. Somebody could be something about a Gemini. What about this? You could have Gemini in your chart and be something like that, Aries. What about this? Use the quickest way. What's this quickest way? Okay, we have someone here that's going through, it says stability. Use the quickest way about going with the flow, which you're getting your stability. And your energy of self-care. Take care of yourself. Remember, there's some deception out there. Someone that was being temptation and deception, that someone wants to come and apologize to you. But whether or not that's important, but to me, I don't live in the past. I let the past be the past, and you keep moving. Because some apologies, you need to learn that your actions proves words with me. I don't play around with words, because words can be said, but that don't mean you do forgive. You can forgive that person inside for your own body work, but you don't have to forgive where you forget that you be taken over and over again advantage of. Okay, so that's what that is. Now let's keep going. Now, what's in the houses for you? What do you need to know in the houses for, Aries? Now, Aries, there's spiritual, for humanity's sake. Something you need to do for humanity's sake to get freedom. You're working on getting free. That you're doing spiritually. You're trying to do something for freedom. What are you trying to do here for freedom, for humanity's sake? What are you trying to do, Aries, for freedom? For humanity's sakes. What are you trying to do in the houses here for freedom? And this is someone's in the, it's something about the 11th house. What are you trying to do in your 11th house for freedom? What are you trying to do? Okay. You want the sun to shine. You want to show strength and empower people. You want to empower people to go through their transformations and so they can get there and know you can get there, and you want to show them the light of how to get there, to get through these transformations that you're going through in Pluto, so you can transform yourself. Now, mentally, your hopes and your wishes. What are you hoping and wishing for? What are you hoping and wishing for? Your acquisitions. What are you hoping and wishing for? You're hoping and wishing for a breakthrough. Okay? You're hoping and wishing for a breakthrough and some new beginnings, but you had to have courage and take action. And then the ancestor guides are helping you. So don't worry. Self-worth, expectations, check, you're working on your self-worth. Some people want to party international. You're trying to find out your self-worth and who you can trust internationally, because you can't trust everybody, because this world is just too much with that, trying to have control over you. I'm telling you, to try to have control over you, in the houses. But, I'm not you or whoever. Some people easy, but some people ain't. It says physically, do it for the future. You need to do it for your future. Your circle of friends. You need to watch your circle of friends. You need to do what for your future? What do you need to do here for your future? You need to watch your circle of friends, who you put in your circle, because what you're doing, self-love yourself, and self-love, and avoid stalemates. That's something that ain't doing you no good. And it's time to retreat or take some time out. Sometimes you have to retreat from people and friends, and take some time out for yourself, because you just do. It's what it is. It is what it is. Now let's go over here to in the planets. Something about Pluto. You're in the planet Pluto. Something about spiritually you're bringing something back. You're trying to bring something back. The need for the control of it, though. You're trying to recorrect something back. What are you trying to bring back? What are you trying to I can't say the word. What you trying to bring back? You're trying to bring, vulnerability back. You're trying to, and the truth and expression, you want to bring that back and be able to have a change and courage to make the change. And you're also trying to change your beliefs and, not believing in everything is a facade and it's not true. You got to change how you believe things. And I'm a true fact to that. Now, and the last one is, let's say, mentally get to the heart of something. You need to get to the heart of something, and obsession of. Don't be obsessed over things, but get to the heart of a situation or heart of something mentally. What you need to get to the heart of something, your ego and your pride and, vanity and pride, you need to get to the heart of that. Let that stuff go. Don't let your ego and pride control you, okay? Now, physically, okay, do or die, you must. It says a power struggle. Someone needs to do or die physically. What is this do or die physically? You must do or die, do what? What do you must do? What do you must do? Okay. Stop fearing. Let the fears. Let the limitations go. And self-love and do your creations in your north node. It says there's a storm brewing, unexpected storm. But, there's going to be a message of communication coming from a twin flame. So something's going to come from a twin flame or something. What about this twin flame? Allegedly. It says you're going to get strength to talk to this person. And you're going to have to release and surrender, because you ain't trying to trust nobody right now. You like, no, because you done me wrong. You ain't with that mess. I'm telling you, this ain't with that. And sometimes you got to surrender being right all the time, Aries, because you're not going to be right all the time. Now, let's go over here to Leo. Now, Leo, what's in the signs for you? Spiritually, your feelings. You need to work on your feelings and your intuition to protect. You need to work on your feelings spiritually. You really do. You need to work on your feelings. What's going on with your feelings, Leo? What's going on with Leo's feelings? You need to work on. What about your feelings here? Leo need to work on their feelings here. especially when it comes to, a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Someone needs to work on their feelings about a water, Cancer, Scorpio. You need to work on it, Leo. And it's also here mentally, the attitude from the past. About what is the attitude that you have from the past that you need to deal with. What's the attitude? The attitude from the past is a union, integration. You need to, there's something about how your attitude about the past. You need to work on it. Your attitude about the past with integration. Something about integration and your attitude from the past about it. Something happened with someone that was integration, union. What happened here? You need to work on this, but there's going to be no regrets. You don't regret learning that. You had to learn a lesson, and you did learn this lesson, and you're not going to regress, and you're not trying to remember that. So you let that go. Sometimes you don't want to go back, and I don't blame you. It says, use your intuition and do what? What you need to use intuition in, resulting from the history of someone, Cancer. This is involving in Cancer, Leo. Somebody has Cancer in the chart. Now, what you need to use your intuition about? What you need to use your intuition about? Something about the lack, the doubt that you have. You need to use intuition about your doubt about a cycle being over. You need to use your intuition because the cycle is over. And you need to use your intuition when it comes to knowing that this cycle is over. No more, no ends, and no buts. It's over. Now, what's going on in the houses for you? Now, we're in the second house here. Something about spiritually, your beliefs. You're working on what you believe in patiently. Someone's been working on their beliefs. You've been trying to work on your beliefs in your second house. What are you trying to do? Work on your beliefs about what, Leo? Work on your beliefs about what in the second house? What are you trying to work on your beliefs about what in your second house, Leo? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. About your harmony and your triggers, about the conflict. You're working on about conflict of a divine masculine. Someone here in Venus, someone was transcending. Someone was trying to transcending in the unity, and you're getting assistance from the guides, and also you're going through a rebirth in the winter. Or you will be. Something about your third eye will be opening, and something about toxicities and patterns. You need to watch out for all them toxic patterns and toxicities and stuff. And we're talking about in the houses, okay? Now, what do you value right now? What is mentally do you value? What do you mentally value, Leo? Your guilt, sabotage. You're having some guilt about the passion and the chemistry that you felt about somebody, and you valued this person, but mentally you got some guilt about this chemistry you had for a person, and you have guilt about it because it's something about you was partying with this person and hooking up with this person, and you have guilt about what y'all done, okay? But you can't live in the past, and you gotta let that go, Also, your resources. You need to work on your resources. Get what you need. What about your resources? You get what you need. What about your resources? What about you need to work on your resources to get what you need? Yeah, something about back in autumn. Something about back in autumn. What happened back in autumn about your resources that you need to work on? It was something about healing. You needed to heal something, your inner child, to work on your resources. Heal your inner child back in autumn. You were supposed to do that. You were supposed to heal your inner child so you can work on what you're trying to get. Okay, they all coming out. It says the cycle is completed, though. It says somebody has regret about something. They regret because they needed to learn self-worth and expectations of yourself, and take action and have courage in what you wanted, Leo. And stop being so cold and detached. And there was separation and longing. Somebody's separated from somebody, but they're longing for this person. So To me, that's not a good separation if you're longing from somebody that you let go of, okay? And you need to, check yourself at the building. Check yourself at the building. That's what I heard. Check yourself at the building. Now, let's see what's going on in the planets for you, Leo. Now, then the sun is here shining for you. Something going to come to light. Spiritually, the creation of. Something going to come to light about a creation in that you're trying to demonstrate. Something about a creation. What's this spiritually that you're trying to create and demonstrate? What are you trying to create and demonstrate? In the planets of the sun planets. So you're trying to create what? You're trying to create a soul tie and reunion, but you're in your ego, vanity, and pride. Somebody got pride and ego going on, and you put that aside. It says mentally the gaining of respect for or from. You're going to get some respect for something that you realized. What did you realize that you're going to get respect for mentally, that you needed respect from? What are you going to gain respect from, or you need it? What are you going to gain respect from? Okay. To receive, so you can open up yourself to receive, okay? And you're gonna close off and be guarded, resistant. Sometimes you be doing that, but your ancestor guys are trying to assist you to stop being so closed off. And next we got physically, the things that brought to light are light. What is brought to light or light? Take action as a leader. It's time for you to take action as a leader. What's going to come to light, Leo? What's coming to the light? What's going to be brought to the light? That you was projecting. Somebody was doing projection on you. Somebody was projecting, and what's going to come to light about somebody projecting on who? What somebody was projecting on who, Spirit? Somebody was doing projections on somebody in the past. They was doing somebody that was in separation, that they wasn't with. They was doing projection on this person. It was a Cancer, Pisces, and a Scorpio that was doing projections, that you were doing projection, or they was doing projections on you, from what I'm hearing. What else about these projections that they were trying to put on you about this transformation that you were going through? You was going through projection, but they were trying to mess with you while you was going through your transformation, which was not wise, because they don't like you being bothered, the guys, when you're trying to change, and trying to make a change in your life. They don't like all that projection. They know that you was being stubborn at the time. Now we're going over here to good old Sagittarius. I hope I'm explaining this. I'm trying to go fast so we can kind of get some clarity on this real fast. Now Sagittarius, I'm sorry. The signs. What's going on in the signs for you? We're under the sign Aquarius. Okay, spiritually, your vision. What is your vision right now? What are you visioning to experience in here? What are you trying to vision, and what are you trying to experience, Sagittarius? There's a completion here. Something has been completed. Your vision, something has been done, cycle has been completed, and it's just over, okay? Sagittarius, the cycle is complete with who? What's this cycle complete? The cycle is complete with this contract or career. Something is complete with a contract. A contract is over. What contract is this that's completed? Something about decisions. Somebody was trying to make some decisions about what? Deception and temptation. Somebody was trying, and contracts is completed about this person that was trying to tempt you or make you do something that made you vulnerable. So this is complete. Don't worry about it. That's over. Now, mentally, what the new and the difference about you? What is different and new about you? What's the discovery of? What's different about you? What's different about you now, Sag? What's different about you? You stop partying, okay? You're not partying no more like you was. And what else is different about you, Sag? What else is different about Sag? What else is different about Sag? What else is different? Okay, what's different is this twin flame. You stop partying with a twin flame, and you have chemistry and passion, and you want to renew the sparks. But somebody's in their north node, and the ancestors are here. Someone says someone's guarded and closed off because someone was doing a lot of projecting to this person, and that's a no, not in their north node. They like no. Now, okay, physically use an unconditional way of doing things. You need to physically stop that, resulting of it's going to result. What do you need to change to do? You need to distance yourself and retreat. Or time out. You need to retreat and take some time out for self-healing from the situation. It's like self-heal from a situation so you can transform into that butterfly that you want to turn. And sometimes you had to walk away because fulfillment, and you want to fulfill a wish. And sometimes, you're getting confusion because people were sending confusion and illusions to you so you wouldn't fulfill your wish. That's another thing. So, so celebration and abundance will come if it's going to come to you. But there's some triggers and some conflict. People trying to send some conflict and make triggers your way. They've been trying to put conflict and triggers, but you've been trying to avoid it, and that's cool. Now let's move on. You gotta get something for that card. Okay, now what's going on in the houses for you, Sag? Now, Sag, spiritually, ask what did in the past, as you did in the past. What did you do in the past? As you did in the past, what takes you feel rescue? What did you do in the past to rescue yourself spiritually? What did you do in the past to rescue yourself? And this is the houses is under the fourth house. What did you do in the past to rescue yourself? What did you do? See, you let go of passion. You stop loving. You let go of that passion and chemistry. You let go of that in the past of a twin flame. You let go of that. Also, you stopped partying, and also you saw the deception and the trickery, and you made a decision and took a message. You got a message, and then you start making a solid foundation about your life with this message, because someone was spying on you and was wanting to avoid and make you go on stalemate so you wouldn't have courage and won't take action to what you want. So you had to change what your thinking was. You had to turn a lot of stuff around. I see you. I see you. I see you. I hear you. And I see you. Now let's keep it going. So you had to make some changes in your life, especially when it came to the chemistry, the no chemistry in the past you had with this twin flame. So now, let's see, mentally, your home base or your family. What is the deal with your home base and your family? They're supposed to support you mentally, but that don't happen all the time. What about this home base and having support, Sag? Mentally, what about this home base and having support, Sag? It's that was a wish. There was something you wished about, that you wanted to have support with your home base. And what else? You wished, and you wish for, Venus an offer. You wanted to offer, and you wished Venus to bring you an offer of what? Of something about a separation here, so you can get a breakthrough. So you wished for a separation to get a breakthrough in your life. So, but see, there was people trying to mess, you had to do self-love and work on your stability and harmony. That's why the divine made a detour on this, and with some confusion. And the divine said you need to trust in the divine to get to the next phase. And that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to make your trust go somewhere else when it ain't working for you with the way you was doing it. So trust in the divine, and they going to lead you where you got to go. Now, physically, do what makes you feel secure. So you need to do what makes you feel secure about your home base or family, physically. What makes you feel secure about your home base and family? What do you need to do, Sagittarius, about your home base and family? You need to, your thoughts, isolation. What are you saying in your thoughts? You get in your activate your higher self and face the truth, about your beliefs. You need to go in your higher self and, and don't facade your beliefs. Stop facating how you feel. That's your biggest problem. You tell people what you want to, but you're not telling people what you really feel. See, something here was like the attraction wasn't hot enough or something. There's no attraction here. There's no structure. There's no compassion. Somebody does they don't show compassion. They don't have the summer. They didn't show growth. They didn't show compassion towards you. They wasn't even trying to be hot to you. They wasn't even trying to make you feel romantically that your romantic side. They wasn't nurturing to it. Let's put it that way. Now, let's get to the situation with the planets here. Now, Sagittarius spiritually what's going in the idolism of what are you idolizing that you shouldn't be doing? Spiritually, what are you idolizing that you shouldn't be idolizing at this time? What is Sag doing that they shouldn't be idolizing at this time, Spirit? And you're in Neptune, so what are you shouldn't be doing that you idolizing in the planets of Neptune? It says, self-love. You need to change your intentions on and don't analyze something. Self-love yourself and change your creations to have strength to do what you got to do. And don't idolize things like you was doing. Have self-care about what you do and how you do it. Even though you got idolism of something else, you still can't make somebody else be the same way that you feel. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, especially when there's somebody going down memory lane and looking at how they wasn't compromising with their religion, the way they believe. They just said this person better do what they say, and that's not the way it works. You can't make somebody do nothing. You can pray for them, you can say, hey, would you like, but you can't make nobody change and idolize you instead of idolizing what they believe in their own beliefs. There's no reason to idolize no one. And when you going down memory lane, you want this person to be the same way you is, and it doesn't work like that. Now, mentally, what's the confusion? What are you really confused about mentally regarding, a situation? And, be prepared because regarding the person that sacrificed somebody. What is the confusion about someone mentally sacrificing somebody? What was the confusion about this sacrifice that you made? You regret that you tried to sacrifice somebody that you loved, and mentally you regret doing it. You regret trying to sacrifice this person because, now you see this person. You said, so there was a storm, unexpected storm, because you tried to sacrifice this person and they did a detour. Divine put a detour on that ass. You can't sacrifice nobody. What's wrong with you? You and then you lied about it. It says also you were partying with getting intoxicated with international affairs to take somebody's abundance from them because you wanted the message that you get it. That's just plumb out selfish, and you need an ass whooping. I'm sorry. You don't steal from nobody. You need to learn to love yourself and get your own. You don't need to steal from nobody or sacrifice nobody for your own gains, because it ain't going to work out for you. All it's going to do, allegedly somebody was around you sacrificing somebody for their own personal gain. And the message came that you can't do it. Now you're feeling sad, and that's why you regret, because this is one person you can't sacrifice. And that's that, and that wasn't cool. Now I'm getting upset. Now physically sacrifice. See, physically somebody wanted somebody's sacrifice. Yielding in the only way to that's the only way. They wanted physically this person physically to be terminated and sacrificed. And now they wanted control tactics. They was trying to use control tactics to get this spark going, and you wasn't gonna get to sacrifice this person. So you limitation, you got fears about sacrificing this person. You feel detached and cold. Now this person is cold and detached from you, and then somebody's in Pluto was going through a transformation, and there's a contract, career commitment coming to this person, and you didn't want it, and then you didn't want them to have action. You didn't want them to get it, to have no new beginnings. No, you just a jackass, and you deserve what you got coming. That's all I got to say. You didn't want no action to be on this person, so you get what you serve. It don't work like that. That's just selfish. I've never met such and you can get it on your own. You got to steal from somebody else to get ahead. People don't do that. That is just wrong. You don't use and hurt another just to get ahead. It doesn't work. And how was they going to sacrifice? I'm just curious. I shouldn't ask. So how was you trying to sacrifice this person? So what was you trying to do to sacrifice this person? Well, so what was you trying to take action and it didn't work out for you, Sag? What was you trying to do, Sag? To somebody you know that was trying to sacrifice this person and you didn't have no regard. You didn't even care. So don't get sympathy now. So don't be sympathetic. What did you try to sacrifice this person for? You got on the boat to do it. Yeah, you got on the boat because you wanted what, Sagittarius? What did you want to sacrifice this person for? Because you wanted to get on the boat and go to the tunnel and do what to this person? What did you want to do? You or somebody you connected with. What did you want to do, Sagittarius? You was in your ego. You was in your ego and you wanted this person strangled. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself in the desert. And that's what's hidden. You didn't want this person to go nowhere. You want this person strangled and what else? And then you want this person for a marriage or a wedding to say you was with this person and what else? You tried to marry this person and what else? And what's hidden about a marriage, or you tried to even do it with marriage and somebody was perverted. They had some perverted stuff going on. What else with this Sag was, or somebody they know was doing? They was very perverted. Okay, this person was at the beach and they was doing perverted things when it comes to a child, and they were meeting up on it, and they kept meeting up on how they were going to do this, and they did this over money. Money made you act like this. You know what? You're going to meet your maker. I call judgment and justice because that's wrong. You don't do it for money to sacrifice somebody because of self and making man-made disasters. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's why you're going to prison. Yep, you're going to prison. They're going to lock you up for a long time. You had no reason to go to a motel hotel to get a serial killer and a celebrity at that. A celebrity was going and healing somebody that was trying to be a star, someone becoming a star, someone in the celebrity community. This person was going through healing, but you hired a serial killer to take them out. That's why you feeling all in your feelings. But you know, because you're in an organization of crime. But see, organized crime, that's what it was. And you were surveillancing this person too. You ought to be doggone ashamed of yourself. And you tried to assassinate, and it was in the reverse because you couldn't do it. You couldn't get this person assassinated, and because the devil is in you. You know, and boy, this person here used to serve the devil like a mug, because I used to know. Somebody wants revenge here. The devil wanted revenge. That's all it was. The devil wanted revenge in a situation because somebody had love in their life. They had love, so the devil wanted revenge because they wanted to clean this up. They wanted to clean this up about this caregiver. Now they're trying to clean up about a caregiver dating somebody in the neighborhood, and it was all a bunch of lies to get this person done, and it was telling lies about somebody dating in the neighborhood, and you know, and they was connected to the top secret here is it got to do with some aliens that you was connecting with that you know, there's aliens if you don't want to believe it or not, to put this person in the fire. So you was trying to do this for some aliens to sacrifice and making fraud on people. You had fraud done to this person and everything, but you want to defend them, but you want forgiveness. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. That's why you feel trapped. Yep, you feel trapped in this situation. Wrong is wrong, and you will get what you get, and justice and judgment is called on this situation, and what all you done come back to you a million times fold, because you had no business, and no business to try to trap somebody to give to some freaking aliens. Now your ass is gonna have to pay for what you done, and so ain't no sorry for that. You only sorry because you got caught. I'll talk to you later. Like, share, and subscribe.